Hello! Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rabbi Steady Cook. Or, as my mum rightly pointed out, it should actually be called Rabbi Steady Cook. Black mark immediately to whoever at the United Synagogue came up with the title of the show, because if even my mum can do a better job, that's not a good sign. I'm Ashley Blaker, and I'm your host for the next 45 minutes or so, or let's be honest, actually for even longer, because in an hour's time, you're all going to join me for my new JW3 show, the 10 Commandments. So actually, we're going to be together for the next 90 minutes or so. How wonderful is that? Although I should point out, we have Virgin Media in this house. So at any point I disappear, you will understand why. And I am so excited to be hosting this show. I even missed a day trip to Durham for this. That is how excited I am. And also, I must say at this point, a very special hello to my good friend Matt Lucas, who I know is watching at home. Hello, Matt. And he's actually going to be hosting another baking show, the Great British Bake Off, on Channel 4 soon. Not quite as prestigious as this, but Matt, this is how to host a baking show. And I hope you've all had a wonderful bank holiday. No homeschool. How wonderful is that? Although, if I'm telling the truth, I actually don't do any homeschooling anyway. My teenage children spend the day mucking around, doing no work, and just being incredibly rude to me and my wife. So quite like a lot of secondary schools that I could, but probably shouldn't mention. My other children actually do a bit of my younger children do a bit of homeschooling, but only in their pajamas, of which I am very envious, because the only time that I was ever able to go to school in my pajamas was that swimming lesson when you had to wear your pajamas to dive down and save a brick. Never been very useful in the rest of my life. I've never been wandering past a lake and thought, oh, there's a rubber brick in there drowning, and I must go and rescue it. Not quite sure why they do that. But talking of things who are drowning, flapping around, not sure what they're doing, brings me to the contest tonight, because we have 4 rabbis who are going to try and prove tonight that they are as expert in the kitchen as they are in the pulpit. And I think we should go and meet them. So let's meet them in alphabetical order. First of all, a rabbi of Bournemouth and Elstree Synagogue, my old shul, where I grew up until I was 15 years old. But I'm not going to give him any favourite, no favourite status for him at all, because I know he supports Manchester United. Please welcome Rabbi Alex Chapper. Rabbi Chapper.
Evening, Ashley.
Hello.
Evening, Ashley. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you? That is now
very excited.
That is a very, very good hat you got on. And what is it actually? Rav Cook.
Rav Cook.
Rav Cook. From a distance, it might say something else, which I'm not going to say.
Okay.
It's a little bit unfair.
I like the pun. I thought it was quite clever.
It is clever. It is clever.
Thank
Okay,
you.
very good. And is all of Bournemouth and Elstree watching tonight? Is that the plan?
Oh, absolutely. Every single one of them. They are glued to their laptops and their phones, and they are cheering on. I can actually hear them cheering me in the background.
Hey!
There you go.
Well, the Chapper family, at least. Okay, we'll come back to you soon. And right, so our next rabbi from Woodside Park Shul is Rabbi Penny Hackenbroch. Rabbi Hackenbroch, are you there? Another hat wearer.
Yes, I got it. 2 for 1. We got a special deal, Rabbi Chapper and myself.
That is great. This is wonderful. And that is a chef's white. That isn't your kittle that you're wearing early.
Well, I thought I would try it out, make sure that it's dusted off in time for Yom Tov. So here it is, my kittle.
And we might not be insured by Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, so this might be that, why not make use of it? That's a very good idea.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looking forward to the competition, Ashley, as always.
Very good. That's good. We're good to see that we're getting competitive. Take it seriously. That's good. Okay, so next we have from, let's make sure that my alphabetical order is right. Yes, from Central Synagogue. I nearly said Barnet for a minute. I'd forgotten that he'd been transferred. It's Rabbi Barry Lerer. Rabbi Lerer, are you there?
Hello. Nice to see you, Ashley.
I'm good to see you. So you're upside down for me, but I hope not for everyone else. But for some reason, I hope you're not upside down for everyone else. Are you well in town? How is it? It must be odd living in town because it must be empty.
Well, it is obviously empty around the streets here. Walking down Oxford Street is a little bit strange, if I'm being honest. But if you just go just a few minutes the other way to the Regent's Park, you wouldn't believe there's anything like a lockdown or anything going on since the beginning of this. So there you go.
All right. Well, good. Are you now? Let me see. So what is it? It says stand back. Rabbi Lerer is cooking. So okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what most people are advised to do when I'm in the kitchen.
Okay. Well, we're going to see when you're going to be tossing those pizzas. I'm definitely stand back. And our final rabbi tonight from Belmontshire, Rabbi Levene. Rabbi Mark Levene, are you there?
Hello!
Yeah. How are you?
Fantastic, fabulous, rocking. How are you?
I'm very well. Rabbi Chef Levene, I like it.
My wife, a present from the missus.
Okay, very good. So are you feeling, how confident are you feeling?
They're quite confident. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I'm certainly worried because you're not that far from me where I live. You're actually you're probably within delivery distance of Piazza. So if there's a ring at your doorbell at some point, and it wouldn't be, well, I don't want to imply that there'll be any chicanery going on, but.
Well, if anyone does want a pizza, I really I need the dough. So if you could need the dough.
I get it. Very good. We'll get back to that. So anyway, this is how this is going to work. You've got half an hour. The four rabbis have half an hour to make their pizza. And if everybody watching is going to get involved with their comments, let us know how you think they're doing. I'm going to be the final judge about who wins. I'm not going to be able to taste them, not least because I just had some chicken for dinner. So I'm fleishik. I wouldn't be able to eat them anyway. But if you would like to just send your suggestions about who you think should be taking home the main prize. And if you get bored at any point, by the way, during tonight, just feel free to read all the shuls behind me. And you can all stare at Peterborough and think, Peterborough? Are there really Jews in Peterborough? According to this, there are. Who would have thought it? Anyway, so rabbis, are we ready? Are we ready to start this? You're going to have half an hour. Ready, steady, cook. Okay, so we're gonna start. Okay, so Rabbi Chapper, what are you doing? And I should say this straight away. I can't cook anything. I would be completely useless in this. I've never cooked a meal in my life. So Rabbi Chapper, what are you doing first? What's involved?
I'm making this is dry yeast, adding it to some warm water. It's going to be our accelerant, I think they call that, something like that, to make the dough nice and light and fluffy, not to be used on ASAP, obviously. That we're going to give it a good stir, get it nice and mixed in. Oh, it's going to start bubbling as well. Apparently. Yes. So I'm quite confident, actually. I think I've got this in the bag.
Okay. So we should say. I mean, we've known each other for quite a long time, haven't we? We used to chat in the playgrounds, not to get.
We did,
but as parents.
No, as parents. That's right. Yes. Yes. I think I know. Until you are children to leave. I think is that right? No, sorry. That's how rumors start. I shouldn't say things like that. Okay, I've done the yeast. What's next, Ashley?
Okay. Well, I don't know. You tell me. So,
okay, so I've got the flour here. You see the flour?
Are you a bit of a cook, or does Rabbis do most of the cooking?
No, well, Eva really is the main cook in the house because she's fantastic at what she does. She makes colours every week. They're absolutely fantastic. I dabble in that again. I mean, I'm a little bit. Some people call me a fussy eater, but I think that's a bit offensive. So I actually first call myself palatably challenged. So I like to make things the way I like them. But I make a mean stag bowl, which is good. But I've got to carry on with this actually. So hold on, teaspoon of sugar. Here we go. No, tablespoon of sugar. There we go.
If you were eating out, are you a milchig or a fleishig man? I mean, what would you?
Oh no, definitely fleishig. No point going out to eat milchig. Definitely got to be fleishig.
Exactly. That's I'm not a big fan of meat because I always just feel I just want meat.
No, there's no point. There's just no point. I mean, I didn't even eat pizza till a few years ago. I didn't really like cooked cheese, to be honest. But there you go. That's the salt.
What's your favorite?
I've got to stir it.
What's your favorite? What's Rabbi Chapper's favorite kosher restaurant then? What's your absolute favorite?
No, it's been so long since I've been out. I can't remember. I mean, anywhere that does something, a good steak or a shawarma or something like that, something meaty you really get your teeth into.
Are you an Aviv man?
I've been there once or twice, yeah. Yeah, it's around the corner from you. Yeah.
Set menu A or set menu B? What would you?
Oh, that should be telling. Do you know what? Actually, though, if this goes well, I'm actually thinking that I might give up the rabbit and start my own restaurant. I've actually got an idea. I wonder what you think. I'm thinking of starting. I know this goes against what I said about meaty things, but I'm thinking of opening a kosher cheese shop. I've already got a name in mind. I'm going to call it Jews for Cheeses.
This is we're seeing why
What do you think?
Levene and rabbis are not comedians tonight. This is.
Well, I've got another one for you if you want. I've got another one. You didn't like that one. If that doesn't work, I'm going to open up a fresh juice bar because those are quite popular, aren't they? You know, those squeezed juices, yeah, vegetables and fruit and all that stuff. And I was going to call that Jews for Juices.
Jews. I see where you're going.
I know you're writing these down off camera. You're going to be using these later tonight, aren't you? Have you mentioned you're on later tonight, Ashley? You haven't mentioned it last 5 minutes.
You're looking forward to that, aren't you, Rabbi?
Do you know what? I can't wait. I can hardly wait. I'm going to sit down with my pizza, and if there's nothing else on, I'll watch that.
Well, hang on. Are you telling me there's a TV in the Chapper house? This is.
No, actually, there's as many TVs in the Chapper house as there are in the Blaker house.
That many?
Yes, and in the same type of cupboard as well. Yes. Right,
Do you remember, Rabbi Chapper? You were there, and I've spoken about this on stage. The worst gig I ever did, and you were there. But
yes, I remember, and I was the only one who was laughing. So you owe me on this one big time.
You know what? I remember. I can't remember if I told you this. I was walking up to this thing outside the Federation office, and there was this Porsche outside, very fancy car, and it had a personalised number plate, AC 100. And I thought,
I had to give it up when I left the Federation and joined the United Synagogue. I had to give it up.
I thought they're paying Alex Chapper far too much money. This is ridiculous.
Well, absolutely.
So, all right, well, let's go over to Rabbi Hackenbroch and see how he's getting on. Rabbi Hackenbroch, what's going on in Woodside Park?
Hello.
Hello. So, what's going on in Woodside Park?
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. So, what's going on in Woodside Park? What are you doing with all your time at the moment?
I can't hear a word. The kids are playing this Italian music. I can't hear a word. Ah, there you are. Thank you, Ashley. What are we doing at the moment? We're trying to make a pizza in Woodside Park. Yeah,
no, but I'm just curious. What does a rabbi's day look like at the moment? What are you doing all day?
The moment you close them, you basically are looking at a screen, and you are programming and doubling and everything all on a screen. And everywhere you go, your kids have got screens, and they seem to be, you're telling them all the time to do their homework on the screen and to play on the screen. And before the lockdown, everyone was told by their schools, the kids may not go on a computer, may not go on the screen. So it's quite funny the way it works out.
Yeah, I think it's a test. I think you'll get a letter. In a few months' time, you'll get a letter and go, hang on, we saw you attended a Gomorrah share on Zoom. Your son can't come to our school anymore. I think that's
it. Could well be. Could well be.
I'm sure it's all a test. Do you miss that? Do you not actually think that you'll, at the end of this, you'll kind of think, oh, this is great. I didn't have to leave my house. I kind of want to go back to this.
Yeah, I actually really am looking forward to going back to be with the community. I have to tell you, I was walking down the road the other day, and somebody stopped me and he said, I'm sure I recognize you from somewhere. Weren't you once the rabbi in Woodside Park? So I think we all miss it. They miss us, I hope. We miss them. And we can't wait to be back together.
I was thinking, though, yesterday that when we go back, right, there's obviously going to be like, 40%, 50% capacity, something like that, right? So how are we going to decide who gets to go back? I think that's the... I think... Is it going to be like, you think... No, because I was wondering if it could just be like, who based on like, remember years ago when we were like children, do you remember there was this like kind of Purim spiel type seating thing went around, like all for like Rosh Hashanah, High Holy Days seating, like what you want to talk about and all that kind of thing. I think because think about, we've lost like months of shul conversation. There's so much to catch up on.
There is so much to catch up on. Kiddushim, simchas, arguments, everything, politics. It's like there's nothing really to discuss anymore until we go back to shul. So we can't wait, Ashley. We can't wait.
It's a shame we're Orthodox, because otherwise we could have a drive-through Kiddush. That would be great.
Well, no comment, Ashley. No comment.
get given a, well, it'd be good because the rabbi didn't. You'll duck down so the rabbi doesn't see you. That's what everyone does, doesn't it? And then you get given your schmaltz herring, and you drive off.
You never know. On a weekday, maybe actually. On a weekday.
Exactly. A drive through Briss or something. Okay, so let's go over to Rabbi Lerer. Let's see how we're going on in town. Rabbi Lerer.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Where have you got up to? Where are you up to? What are you doing?
So I've made the dough. I've rolled the dough, and now I'm about to toss the dough. Actually, should we? I've been practicing that. Should we give it a go? Should we give it a whirl?
Yeah, let's see what you're doing. Are you doing toppings on this, by the way? What's your feeling on toppings on a pizza?
Well, have always been. I mean, I'm going to date myself here with Kosherina Pizzeria in Hendon back in the 80s.
Oh my goodness, Kosherina! I remember that in Sentinel Square.
Sentinel Square. So I used to always go for the green olive pizza, and I have some of my favorite memories as a child eating there, the green olive pizza. So I've gone for the green olives, which I will be putting onto my.
I hadn't thought about Kosherina in years. That's one of the. Yeah, that's a mess. I see. For me, Marcus. If I could bring back any kosher restaurant, it would be Marcus's. I guess
Marcus's was great. Then do you know he opened up an almost identical restaurant in Miami? And I think even the numbers were the same. So 23 was sweet, 23 sweet and sour, 25 lemon chicken,
54 smoked and shredded chicken, 73 burger and chips. Yeah.
Should we give it a go?
Let's see. So you're gonna toss it. This is the big moment.
You missed it.
Again, let's do it again.
There you go. How about that?
That's stunning. Don't go mad.
Eh?
You've done it twice. Don't go mad. Now we should declare here that you and I are both Liverpool supporters. So we've got
it's an important day in Liverpool history today.
It is Istanbul.
It's 15th anniversary of Istanbul.
I was there.
So you were there. Wow.
I was there, and we went to a kosher restaurant in Istanbul before, and then we were losing 3-0, as any football fans would know. We were losing 3-0, and at half time, I went to the concourse and davened Mariv, and we came back and won. Now, I'm not saying those two things are they're not definitely linked, but they can't have hurt. It can't have done
fantastic. That's really fantastic. I just watched it in my friend's house with one other mate. After the game, went through my Nokia, must have been phone, texting all my friends saying, champions, champions. Had a couple of numbers of very choshev rabbonim on my phone and realized they probably don't want to get a text from me saying champions. So I quickly went forward one, and then by accident, I went back one, and I texted him saying champions. So you've got this text at about 10:30 on a Wednesday night saying champions. The difference is I have his phone number saved in my phone. I doubt he had my number saved in his phone. He hasn't said anything to me for the last 15 years. Every time I've seen him.
Was his champions? Do you know what? My best story like that is I once texted by mistake Bamba Gascoigne by mistake. There was a man.
As you do.
Yeah, because somebody I've joked a few times recently. One of the wonderful things about this lockdown has been we live opposite, just outside this window over there, is both a shul and a school. And due to the lockdown, this is the first time like ever we've not had our driveway blocked the entire day. Right, yeah. But there was once a man who parked across my drive. I don't want to speak Lashon Hara, but his name's Bamberg. I have to say that for this story. And because his name's Bamberg, and I put into my phone, I said, please don't park across my driveway. And I sent it to I wanted to send it to Bamberg, but by mistake I sent it to Bamba Gascoigne. True story.
Wow. Brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah. I know. Starter for 10, no conferring why you parked across my driveway.
Brilliant.
Right. So, all right. Well, Rabbi Levene. Let's see. I hope we haven't missed you tossing the pizza. Let's have a look. Rabbi Levene. Have we?
Perfect timing. I'm going to try and toss it now.
20 minutes ago. So come on. How are we doing? Let's go on. Let's see it again.
Let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Look at that.
That is fantastic.
We're getting there. Are you going for any toppings on this? What are we doing? Yes, I am going to. My mum gave me some fresh basil from her garden.
All right.
So I'm going to use some of that, and hopefully some red pepper. And so that's the plan, really. How are you doing, Ashley?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very well, thank you. It's a bit hot, a bit close to it. It's very warm. Is it warm in the kitchen? I assume you get
it is warm. It is warm in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. The no, I quite like vegetarian, obviously vegetarian, but vegetarian pepperoni on a pizza. They do that in Sabbath Pizza on the Upper East Side, near where I am in New York, and that's lovely. I think they do something like that at Pizzazza as well. Yeah, but you a fan of that kind of thing, or do you feel that's a kind of Maris iron, like kind of we shouldn't do that, like the kind of fake cheese and the faken? What's your rabbinic view on that?
It doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me. If I want to have a meat meal, I'll have a meat meal. But pizza's pizza. It's got to be authentically kosher, as is.
Right. Exactly. It's the look of it. Exactly. It's like, even if you can drive to Durham because you got childcare, it's just a bad look. And it's like that. You don't put the fake meat on the pizza. I
remember once driving in Israel where I used to do a lot of singing, and I used to get hired out to sing at a chuppah here and there all across Israel. And I had a Moroccan musician. He used to come with his keyboard and equipment. So we drive up and down the country. And on the way back, he was telling me about this restaurant he took his wife to in Ashkelon. And we'd been conversing in Hebrew for most of my broken Hebrew. And he was talking about his restaurant, and I asked him, I said, is it basari or chalavi? Is it a meaty restaurant or a milky restaurant? We were driving along Kfish Echad, the #1 road from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, back to Jerusalem. He almost did an emergency stop. Like, it was almost that dramatic. He looked at me. After speaking in Hebrew, he looked at us, why would you pay for noodles? I found that funny.
Eating in Israel is not that easy, because I remember when I last did an Israel tour, I asked my rabbi, where can I, there's always that thing about like whether you eat rabbinut or whether this rabbinut is good and whether you have mahadra. It's not as easy as here. You just go, oh, it's kosher. There's do you want to eat rabbinut? Do you want to eat this one? And he basically, I think he was just trying to subtly tell me I needed to wait, because he basically said there were only 3 places I could eat.
Oh,
and
really?
one of them was his mother's house. It was ridiculous.
Go on.
No, I saw this place, and I don't speak very good Hebrew. He said to me, "We'll go in and ask like the showmer, ask the whatever some questions." I don't speak good Hebrew. I don't know what to do. So I found this restaurant, and I wasn't sure if it was kosher or not, how kosher it was, but there was a man in there wearing like a black hat, and he was eating, and I thought that's all right. So I went in and started eating, and then these 2 women in shaitels, wearing shaitels, came, saw me eating, and they sat down, and then other people came in. And I thought we were all just looking at each other, thinking this was kosher. We were probably all eating pork. We were all just looking at each other, going, "This is fine." I don't know.
But not in Israel.
I'm joking. I always think the best kosher sign anywhere in the world is just a neon sign saying "We are kosher." No chesher is better than that. That's just the absolute #1 you can do. So, all right, let's go back to Rabbi Chapper.
Please do.
Have you tossed it yet?
My wife have. Do you want to see?
Yeah, let's see how you're doing. Come on, we haven't got that long left. I know
you slowed me down at the beginning. They're ahead of me because you slowed me down at the beginning.
I slowed you down. Are you blaming me?
Of course I am. People always blame rabbis, so why not blame comedians instead?
Yeah.
Here we go. Look, here we go. Ready? There
Whoa.
we go.
Very good.
I have to wait twice. You want to see it a second time? Better not.
So tell me, how are you getting on, by the way, with Zika? Because you've got 5 boys. That's right, isn't it?
Yes,
I've counted right. Yeah, 5 boys. And how are you? So are you? And I know that some of them are the same age as my boys, and they're friendly. But are you homeschooling? What's going on here? Is this your?
Well, people are asking me, are the boys okay at home? I said, well, as long as we've got Wi-Fi and food, they're fine. As soon as we run out of either of those 2, we're in trouble. But yeah, they're doing a little bit of work from school. I can't say they're actually stretching themselves too far, but yeah, they're doing okay.
Yeah. Hang on a second. My wife told me, I remember at some point they took my children to Ellie's Pizza in Bournemouth, and your son Levi was working in there.
Could have been, yes.
Yeah. They said he was very polite, but hang on, he said this is kind of insider. You've got some kind of insider.
That was last summer, a bit of summer work and work experience. He's not there at the moment, although I have to tell you, very proud of him because Eddie did tell us that while he was working there, the tips went up.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So yes.
If that was a joke or not? No, you're being serious.
No, it's absolutely true. Yeah, absolutely. We said we'd leave it to you. Now I'm being serious. Being serious.
Wow. Very good. Very good. And okay, so let's just have a look at
everything I don't know.
Sorry?
I taught him everything I don't know about pizza. I'm going to have to get it on the baking tray here.
I'm not a cook, but it looks to me like we haven't got a lot of time to go. It looks like you're quite a way off it.
No, there's nothing to be worried about. No, the delivery's ordered for 7. I mean, we'll be ready by 7:30.
Okay, all right. So let's have a look at. Let's have all 4 rabbis. Let's see how we're getting on. Can we see everyone at once? Let's see the hive of activity that is going on. It looks like I can't see who's ahead now. I can't see Rabbi Hackenbroch. Can we see? Can we see what you're doing at the moment? Lift it up a bit further.
Whoa.
Oh, I don't know. It looks to me like Rabbi Lerer is in further. Oh no, Rabbi Hackenbroch is in front.
Actually, guys, I already have one in the oven. I'm making a second one here.
This is. What is on your Rabbi Hackenbroch? What is actually on that pizza? That looks very busy.
This is calzone with a garden of vegetables. Can you see it?
I can. So that's kind of what did you say? Is that a calzone, not a pizza? Oh, that is a pizza.
Crust, Ashley.
Sorry?
A calzone crust.
A calzone crust. Oh, what is that? That's folded over. Is that what it's folded over?
Folded over. Yeah. In Edgeware, they probably say folded over.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And the only thing I know about the calzone is just that episode of Seinfeld when George gets his boss addicted to the calzone. That's the only thing I know about the calzone. I really am pretty inept in the kitchen. That looks very impressive. So what are we waiting for now, Rabbi Hackenbroch? Just to put that in the oven?
Try and get it in the oven without it falling on the floor. That'll be a first.
Right. Okay. Can I get garlic bread with this as well? I mean,
whatever you want. Whatever you want, Ashley, coming your way. We'll deliver to Edgeware.
Yeah, this is great. What a
How
great.
long do we have?
How long do we have? I think we have about 15 minutes, if that. Because I know you're desperate to see my JW3 show, Rabbi Hackenbroch. So we don't want to keep anyone waiting. We've got 12 minutes apparently. I've got a man called Richard who gives some comments on the side here. Oh, he's now saying it's 11. You've got 11 minutes to go. 11 minutes. So time's flying. Well, time flies when you're having fun. How's all the family, Rabbi Hackenbroch?
They're all well, keeping us on their toes.
You've got some older boy. You've got an older boy who would be in yeshiva. Is that right?
A boy who should be in yeshiva, but yeshiva has come home because they're all stuck here. So they're on American time, studying here on Zoom and these other devices. Where was he in
yeshiva then?
It was in Tomo, an American yeshiva. He came back speaking American.
Really? Where is this? In
Jerusalem.
Oh, I think you're right. But yeah, I see. But he's just with American boys. Right. I see. Yeah. Okay. So he's keeping. So at least he's all right. He's keeping busy. He's learning.
He's learning. He's studying with his study partner from Minnesota.
Studying with a geschmack from Minnesota. Wow. Okay.
But we're enjoying having all the kids home. They all have their moments, but it's good. I think we're all enjoying it. All in all, this is the highlight. This is the highlight, Ashley.
Yeah, exactly.
Holiday.
I know, this is absolutely fantastic. Now, I mentioned my friend Matt Lucas before. You were at school, the same primary school, weren't you, at some point?
We were at primary school, and Matt used to try out his jokes on me and some of the other members of the class. Obviously, it was a way of entertaining, and it was a way of, I'm not clearing the alcohol. It was a way of, I think, deflecting attention, because obviously he looked slightly different to everyone else, and as young kids, we always pointed out the differences. But he was even exceptionally talented and a lovely boy, and a good friend. And then he went on to greater things, to be in your class at school.
Yeah, my kids are in my school, not in the same class, but yes, that's right, exactly. So you had a little bit of a rebranding, because you had a slightly different name then, I believe. He wouldn't have known you as
absolutely, yeah.
The artist formerly known as.
Absolutely. Before it was Smith.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you. What are you? If you put it in the oven, are we ahead already? Is that what's going on?
We've got it in the oven, and we'll get your garlic bread, and now we're just going to clear up and make it ready for presentation.
Do you know what? My thing with Tizaza is where they really get you is with those milkshakes. Oh, because all the children, because there's 6 children, everyone wants the milkshakes, and the milkshakes are so
Never
expensive.
take your kids into Piazza, but you know what? I get the hint. We'll see if we can get you we'll get you a milkshake. Bribery is everything.
I do love a milkshake. Okay, Rabbi Levene, we haven't seen you for a while. Rabbi Levene, where are you in Belmont? How are we doing?
I'm a little bit behind because my first pizza, I didn't like the shape. So it's there, but it's not cooking because I can only put one at a time. So
what was wrong with the shape?
Yeah, it just wasn't round enough. It didn't look like a pizza. It looked like a pizza that had fallen out of the pizza box.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it looked like the pizza, but it just. So I'm going again. I'm actually using some fresh mozzarella that I've sliced, and now I'm kind of hand crushing. Not hand, schmutzing in my hand there. And we're going to put on some toppings. Are you excited for your show, Ashley?
I am. And you're a performer, aren't you? Because I didn't realize you've done a lot of the. I saw you doing like the big concert in a Hanukkah concert in the square and what have you. Out you come.
The square, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I like singing.
Yeah.
You
sing when you're cooking? Can I trouble you for a bit of singing now?
You know what? The problem is, I'm not good at multitasking.
Right.
So even talking to you right now is proving a tad difficult. But no, I can sing for you in 1 second. So I'm going to put this in the oven.
Okay.
Any particular requests? Because you mentioned that Rabbi Lerer has something in common with you, but you know.
Yes, you do as well. So you're a Liverpool supporter as well, aren't you?
When you walk through a
storm, I'm not.
Hold your hand up high and don't be afraid. You know, stuff like that. In fact, one of the most fun services that I like to daven. I borrowed this, I will admit, from Rabbi Chazan Avrami Freilich, but on Simchas Torah. So I like to do Shachris and Hallel and sing, and we go all the way through the musicals, so all different parts of davening, and also all the way around the year. So we do some Cats and Joseph and Adon Olam too. I close my eyes. Adon Olam, Hashem Alach.
Yeah, I can't imagine this in my show. I have to be honest.
Yeah, you know what?
The only Cats you get there is a guy who's a Cohen. There's no. I can't see Rabbi Schnellberg allowing. Was is Phantom? Was this? But I can't see that going down. No, this.
But then you should introduce him to the Asdar Nigun. You ever known of the Asdar Nigun? It goes something like this. Ready? Na 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 na. You ready? Na 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 na. Asdar. Na 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 na. You remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Asdar. Na 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 na. So introduce the Asdar Nigun to your shtibel. See how that goes down.
Right, yeah. I miss all these. This is very United Synagogue. Because I grew up in Bournemouth and Elstree in Rabbi Chapter Shul. And it was the done thing, like on Cup Final Day. Cup Final Day was a much bigger thing back then. And that they would do a Don Alon to Match of the Day. That was just the done thing. It was almost absolutely established.
I grew up in Bournemouth, and the done thing there, I can't mention what we did on a Shabbos afternoon.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, don't mention it then.
I won't. I
can remember. This is the kind of thing. It is like, a lot of people have been talking today. I don't know if you saw the Dominic Cummings interview. People are talking about like loopholes and what have you. And it made me think about, like, we love looking loopholes. We're obsessed with loopholes. I remember as a kid, people saying things like, I remember, you're a bit younger than me, in 1983 when United played Brighton in the Cup Final. I remember Man United fan, leaving the TV on and doing all these, can you put on all those kind of like little loopholes. And we're obsessed with this. People are having to go at Dominic Cummings, but we're obsessed with loopholes. It's our whole life.
Thanks for that. It's great.
You have nothing to add on that. Do you have an Eruv, by the way, where you are?
Yeah, that's a very, very personal question. But yes, we do.
Right.
Which means you can walk over whenever you like with anything in your, not anything, but anything Shabbos related in your pockets, as long as you. So if you wanted to come over, stroll over here on a Shabbos afternoon and talk to the local residents about all the things that you're getting up to, totally free of charge, and carry your notes with you, you're more than welcome.
Notes? How dare you? It's all up here. I've got 4 hours of material up there.
Music notes. Music notes.
Music notes. And so what? The Edgware and Belmont Eruv, do they abut? Do they?
So yeah, you can walk through Stanmore, and you have to know the routes. You have to know that some roads you can go down. Sometimes you can't go past Aviv. You have to go around the Aviv, but you can get to Edgware from Belmont.
All right. I love the way people call it the Aviv. It's not called the Aviv. It's just called. It's like the Arsenal, and it's like people say, "I'm going to the Arsenal. I'm going to the Argentine. I'm going to the Aviv." It's just Aviv.
By the way, you asked Rabbi Chapper which set menu was his favorite. Yeah. Which is yours?
Oh, it's got to be set menu A, surely.
And what do you choose on set menu A?
I always get. I'll just
sit down. Go.
The chicken wings, I think, or is it the ribs? I think it's to start.
Yeah. And
then I'd have. You can't go wrong with a mixed grill. Why wouldn't you have the mixed grill? What else is there to have? That's what I would say. Yeah. And but I miss eating out. I really do. And it's like I get very well fed here, but I do miss eating out. So there you go. So you're sitting down. You look like you've done. What's going on?
Well, I feel like I'm interviewing you. Do you eat out often?
Well, no. Do I eat out often? There's nothing open.
No, not now. But okay. So here's a question. Where's your favorite ever performance? Come on.
Well, I just turned into an interview. I like this. I'm
slightly selfish because I put my thing into the oven late, so I'm hoping no one noticed. Like no one can see that 2 minutes to go thing. So go on, Ashley. So where is your favorite place to perform?
Yeah, no. Well, this is the thing. I spend so much of the year in New York, and the restaurants there are just extraordinary.
Which is your favorite restaurant?
The prices are extraordinary as well. I did a gig recently. Like a yeshiva, quite a big yeshiva actually in Brooklyn, but they had quite a small event in the UN Plaza Grill restaurant. So it's opposite it's an American
Kosher?
The road from Kosher, very expensive kosher restaurant, opposite the UN building in the kind of Murray Hill area of New York, and they have this ridiculously expensive kosher restaurant there. Not quite as expensive as Reserve Cut. It's a very nice restaurant. And I performed to about 20 Hasidim who, I think I've spoken about this in other shows, even if they're enjoying the joke, even if they understand it, will not laugh under any circumstance. The absolute best you can get out of them is, that was a good line. That was a very good line. That's all.
Try this one. What did they sing at the Rebbe's funeral?
What did they sing at the leper's funeral? I don't know.
No, the Rebbe's funeral, the rabbi's funeral. They sing, "Why did he die? Did he die? Did he die? Did he die? Why did he die? Did he die?"
Well, I mean, if he was a proper Rebbe, he'd still be alive and would be coming back from the dead. But let's not get on to that. Let's get back to Rabbi Chapper and see what's going on in Bournemouth. We'll see you in a bit. Come on, we're getting ready. It's time to plate up very soon. How we doing?
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your little tete-a-tete there with Rabbi Levene.
He wouldn't stop talking to me. It wasn't my fault.
Singing as well. I mean, those jokes are worse than mine.
He wouldn't. I couldn't. What can I do? So anyway, it's time to plate up. 20 seconds. How are we doing?
Well, I'm going to leave mine in the oven, so right to the last minute. You can go to the other rabbis first. Maybe go to Rabbi Levene first. Clearly, favourites going on there.
You got it in the oven. Let's see, Rabbi Lerer, how are we doing? Let's go. Can we go to all the rabbis at once? Can we pick one?
I actually
Rabbi Chapper looks calm.
On my second one. I've taken one out of the oven. I'm about to take the other one out now. I wasn't so happy with the first one.
Rabbi Lerer's got two.
Didn't think it was round enough.
Well, frankly, I don't know. I think that's great. You've done two. You've done two when you should have been doing one. So, I mean.
Well, while you were busy chatting with Rabbi Levene, I think we all had a lot of time to do other things.
Exactly, that's great. Rabbi Hackenbroch has got a child just getting stuff from Rabbi Hackenbroch, what's going on?
What's going on? We're just plating up.
Yeah, okay.
Show you.
Right.
Can you see anything? Can you see? Yes.
Wow.
That looks coming along nicely.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll be ready.
On the side. Okay. Disappeared. Two plates for. So let's eat. No, come on. Now I think it's time. If they're ready, have you got another member of your family who can come in and have a taste of this?
So I've got two of my kids here.
Girls, anyone want to try a pizza?
We're gonna do it one by one. We're gonna do it one by one. Are these Mazonas? Okay. What's going on here? Yes.
Yes,
Okay, so Rabbi Lerer first. Got a card ready?
Okay, so I've got Yakira and Gadi here.
Okay,
Gadi
hello.
is 12. Yeah, Yakira is 8, almost 9.
Oh,
They're both big pizza lovers.
And I want to. How's Amichai? He's one of your sons, isn't he? Amichai, is that right?
Yes, Amichai is one of my sons. Thank you for remembering him. Yes, he's 17 now.
Wow.
And as you said about teenagers, if I made the pizza, he'd probably tell me it was awful anyway. So I did ask him to be on it.
Okay.
But we're than the youngest too. So they're gonna.
Okay, so let's see. So let's see. Younger Lerers, what do we think of Daddy's pizza?
What do we think, guys? Amazing, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is amazing. There you go. Yakira said it, so you can't.
Amazing. An amazing pizza. Okay. Let's go to Rabbi Levene. Rabbi Levene, how are we doing? How are your pizzas?
Wait, just 1 second. Come back. My kids are just washing, and then they're going to try the pizza. Come to me next.
Oh, so from we're not even going to say it's Madonna's. We're making them wash. So, Rabbi Chapper, who's in the background there? Someone's going to come and eat with you?
Some of the boys, come on. Everyone can able to see that? Look at that, how professionally presented. It's all that in the presentation. I think 50% of it is in the presentation. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. So you're ready. And
you want to see what it looks like? Look at that.
Your son is. Okay, is Levi there as well?
Yeah, Levi's here. Come on, Levi.
Okay, come on, Levi. Let's have a try. Why is Levi wearing a suit? He's so smart.
Well, you know. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. That is like the best pizza there could be.
Okay.
Cutting. It's like a hot knife through butter.
Is that? Okay, so let's try it, Levi. What do we think?
You want some?
I would like a bit without anything.
What do we think? What does the phone think? What do they all think of this?
Oh, big handshake. He gets a handshake.
Yes, you like it, boys?
It's the Hollywood handshake. Do you like it?
Levi, it's good. Okay, so let's go to the Hackenbroch. Let's see what's going on there.
Come on, taste it.
Hello. Hi guys.
Hello.
Okay.
So it's tasting time.
Right.
Yeah.
Not bad. They're very good.
Amazing.
I have another piece. It's very good.
It's good pizza.
It's very good. We'll save you a little bit.
Okay. And let's go to the Levenes then. Let's final one to see. Oh no, we didn't have. Yeah, so your girls were washing.
They were washing. Now they're going to try a bit of the pizza. Girls, it's a bit hot, so be careful. Just there you go. Hit the end bit. It's very hot. Quickly, they're waiting for you. Ashley's got a show to start here, Kelly. As we're doing that, Racheli's Bat Mitzvah tomorrow night, live on all social media.
Mazel tov. And surely you're going to be singing at that.
It's amazing! It's amazing! Oh my goodness, that is absolutely amazing.
There you go.
Well,
How amazing is that?
If we were going to go with
That is amazing.
well, let's get the rabbis all on screen so that I can decide on this. Because this is a different one. I've got to weigh up a lot of factors here. Presentation. There's how many pizzas you made. But I think, and I must say, I'm very impressed with Rabbi Levene. I'm impressed just by the fact that he wasn't prepared for his girls just to say Madonna. He's making them wash for it as well.
He's winning.
But just on the basis of how enthusiastic the children's response was, I think the winner is going to be Rabbi Levene. Rabbi Levene is the winner.
He was wrong.
Bring it on, Belmont. Membership forms
Well done, Rabbi
online
Levene.
available. Join Belmont Synagogue. It's the best synagogue.
I'm sorry, but you know what? If you've only, Rabbi Chapper, you've only got your children to blame because Levi, it wasn't enthusiastic enough. The children just weren't enthusiastic. I'm not eating, but my goodness me, Rabbi Levene.
We was robbed, Rabbi.
My kids are very excited. Jamaica Bat Mitzvah.
I don't know what do we get for this. I don't know what your shul should be allowed to open first, or maybe not. Even when all the shuls go back, you get to go back a bit later. Rabbi Levene, how do you feel about this?
Truly honoured. I didn't really think this was going to happen. I've always wanted to, you write this speech in your head, and then the words just at the right time. I'd like to thank my parents for their belief in me. I'd like my wife, my incredible wife, for always pushing and ensuring perfection and the best for all of us and our children. I'd like to thank my first ever primary school teacher for her belief in me, and then my maths teacher when I was 12 pushed me. How much time do I have? Sorry.
I think that's about it. You grew up in Bournemouth, anyway, in Elstree Shores. So it was a kind of victory as well, I suppose.
And a Liverpool fan. So we
gotta. Well, anyway, look, it's time. We've only got 12 minutes. I've got to go and get changed to go and do another show that you can get at JW3's website. So I think it's time to thank everyone involved. Let's hear at home a huge thunderous applause for the Levene family. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone at the United Synagogue for organising this, particularly Richard Verber. And thank you all for watching. Have a good Shavuot. I will see you over at the JW3 website in 10 minutes. See you soon. Bye.
Good luck, Ashley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Ashley.